Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, let's respond to the Alexa Nikolas Ethan Klein exclusive tell-all interview that dropped yesterday in reference to Alexa Nikolas suing Kat Tembarge. Now, if you do not know, on my YouTube channel, I didn't know they were posting it yesterday, but I had made a video on the fact that Ethan and Alexa had posted this on Ethan's Instagram story, and I'd made a video on it, and I basically guessed what I think the video was going to be. And let me tell you something, I was completely correct in my judgment of what they were going to be doing. So I think it's important to note, again, like I said in the previous one, that no one has willingly asked to go on the H3 show in a long time, which makes sense as to why Alexa is going on. And also, from what Alexa clearly did on the H3 show yesterday, it seems that H3 is one of the only places that is willing to platform her right now. It's really interesting, and I'm glad that I got my video out before they ultimately posted it, because I did anticipate and almost predict exactly what they were going to do. Now, they actually were a little bit more extreme in what I was thinking, because keep in mind, Alexa Nikolas is suing Kat Tembarge, a journalist, for defamation, right? And she has said that her lawyer is the same lawyer that Ethan Klein has. So she's sharing a lawyer with Ethan Klein. So the tell-all interview goes up, right? And this is it right here. Alexa Nikolas tell-all. Adam McIntyre tried to ruin my life exclusive interview. No mention of Kat Tembarge, by the way, in this title or thumbnail, which ultimately proves my point that Ethan is getting involved in this because there's no one Ethan Klein hates more than me, and there's no one Alexa Nikolas hates more than Kat Tembarge. Now, I didn't think they were going to be as obvious about it as they are, which is literally only me in the title and thumbnail. I honestly do believe that it's quite fucking ridiculous, and I think it's quite embarrassing. Now, first and foremost, I just want to say off the bat that this is really interesting how they're doing this, and I kind of want to tune you all into conversations that are going on behind the scenes right now. So this is 1 hour and 50 minutes of them, talking about me, talking about Kat, but this wasn't a live show that they did. This was a pre-filmed interview that they've posted on the H3 channel. Now, in it, multiple times, Ethan and Alexa are saying, Adam McIntyre needs to respond to this, Adam McIntyre needs to watch this, or whatever. Now, again, just kind of tuning you in and peeling the curtain back a little bit, conversations that are happening behind the scenes is the last time that Ethan Klein did this was the Content Nook, which was it copyright striked or copyright infringement or something, whatever the terminology was, before he had posted the video, so that when these people like Frogan and Denims and Caseytron reacted to it, Ethan ultimately made that big video where he sued them for copyright infringement or fair use or whatever the hell he did, right? So this puts me in a really awkward position, because all I would love to do right now is sit down and react to this. However, I do have to wonder if they're setting a trap here, specifically with Ethan getting involved and the title and thumbnail specifically being about me. It does feel very baity, like how it was in the past with Ethan constantly bigging up the Content Nook, and we want people to react to the Content Nook, and we want Hassan to react to the Content Nook, and then ultimately the people that did, he cherry-picked and he sued them. So what I'm going to say is, if Ethan Klein can come out and say and prove that this is not copyright striked, or he hasn't, DMCA'd or whatever that terminology is, then I will happily go through it. But until that point, it does seem a little bit questionable and a little bit baity that this was not a live show, which we could normally just react to, but instead was a pre-filmed bit that they uploaded on the channel. I'm gonna be honest, it seems like a little bit of a trap. So if Ethan can come out and say that this isn't, and I can watch this with fair use and give commentary to it, then I will happily go through it. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go through specific points. They're major points that they were bringing up throughout this. But again, just kind of peeling back that, breaking the fourth wall a little bit here. Hate to do that, sorry. It is really interesting that this is the length of a normal episode that they would do, and reads and looks like an episode, but it was uploaded as a pre-filmed video with editing and all the rest. I do just want to be a little bit careful here considering what he has done in the past. And I do want to make sure that this is not a trap that he is setting up for me, considering that they are literally targeting me in a lawsuit that is not about me. Okay, just so you understand exactly what I'm saying. And then if not, happily to go through it, okay? So in the meantime, I guess we've just got to kind of respond to the major points. And then if Ethan is able to come forward and prove that, then we will go through it happily, no problem. So anyways, let's talk about it. So it is an hour and 50 minutes. And like I predicted, it is literally two crazy bitches being like exactly to each other. I honestly can't fathom how crazy it is. I mean, Nikolas throughout the entire thing is preaching that I'm bullying her. And she ended up doing a live stream right after it where she was like reacting to it and she was crying and it was over the top theatrics, right? And she was preaching that like I'm her bullier. Which is crazy because the amount of people that have watched this video and have messaged me being like they can't believe the snarking and harassment and bullying that they did towards me in this is specific. And want to be clear here that the H3 people will always come into my things and be like, you are the eternal victim, you're trying to victimize yourself. Not like that in the slightest. But if Alexa is going to cry that she is being bullied, then what did she do throughout this hour and 50 minutes where they're making fun of my appearance, they're making fun of my voice? And I actually want to open it up a little bit more. That Paige Christie, a content creator, actually got called out by Nikolas in a live stream that she was doing. And I actually spoke to Paige about this, so I hope she doesn't mind me saying this. But Paige was calling out the fact that in Alexa's live chat, people were being homophobic towards me. And when Paige was calling that out, Alexa unleashed on Paige. So I just think it's incredibly ironic and hypocritical for people literally double my age to be doing to me what they're accusing me of doing in general. It seems a little bit unfair to preach it if you're doing it, okay? Another thing is that, also, sorry. One thing I do want to say that I think is incredibly camp is that in all of these live streams, Nikolas is like going crazy on her vape. I low-key, I'm going to give it to her. I think it's camp AF. I have these two clips, which I just...
happened.
Wait.
This happened.
Hold on. Wait. This one's even better. She goes, I need a little bit of nicotine. Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
So here's the lawsuit. God, I need to have some nicotine. While I am going.
If you're on my Discord, you know that those clips have now became a big moment where people are like, God, I've got to have some nicotine. Love it. And Alexa, this is me saying it in camp. I'm saying I love that bit. Please keep doing it. It's fun to watch. But anyways, okay, I want to address some major things from it. And again, just clarifying that if Ethan can confirm that he has not like copyright strike this or hasn't put it as like filing as like intellectual property or whatever, then I have no problem going through it. However, it's important to note that while they're talking about the lawsuit against Kat in this video, Ethan keeps almost like referencing that like maybe I'm scared something's coming my way, which again, the conversations behind the scenes are people being like, Adam, be careful reacting to, you know, this full video or big clips from it, considering he's literally saying this. So again, just want to put my hands up and say that I have no problem reacting to anything. I actually would enjoy going through it, considering how much of it was literally just making fun of my appearance, my voice. Ethan has like a new favorite bit where he calls me like Adam Rat Entire, and him and Alexa key at it. Like him and Alexa think it is the funniest bit of all time, which is so funny because we've been saying that about myself for so long, like making fun of people calling me out, that I'm like, damn, they're almost a little bit behind in it. God, and Zach as well, I think it was, with like the sound bites doing the rap bit. I'm like, damn, we've been saying that over here for ages, but they thought it was the funniest bit ever. I'm like, if they can confirm that I can watch this and they're not going to strike me or sue me for watching it like they have with other people, I will happily go through it, and I will actually find some enjoyment in doing that. So just once I get that, I promise you, we'll do it, okay? Now, there's 2 points that I really want to bring up through the lawsuit, like coverage that they were doing. First of all, a majority of this stream, obviously it being an Iron 50, was just like talking about like Alexa's career and stuff like that. And it read as a little bit pathetic to me. I'm going to be honest. No shade, no shade, no shade. And if I was able to like watch the clips right now, like I would be like doubling down and showing you what I mean by that. Like it was so long of having to hear about like Alexa's career first. I was like, goodness gracious me. But anyways, Alexa and Ethan, who share the same lawyer, mind you, which obviously explains why Ethan is getting involved and wanting to platform this. We've already been through this. Keep reiterating, like, why will Adam McIntyre not read the lawsuit for the audience, like for the muckers, like you guys, right? Which is a really interesting point to me, right? Because they're insinuating, both of them, that me not going through the defamation lawsuit from Alexa Nikolas versus Kat Tembarge, like me not reading through the entire thing on like a video, is me, number one, scared of something or trying to hide something from the muckers. Now, what's deeply annoying about this is you guys already know, because we've been talking about it and we have been for the last couple weeks since this has been filed, which is we were there through all of this. Like we finna be in the pit. Like we were there for everything that is involved in this. Like Alexa's live streams where she's referencing like Kat's YouTube live comments. We were there. We were in the comments. We were seeing them. We were also commenting, which is like, none of this is like groundbreaking information to us. And also this all stems from what we were covering, which was Alexa Nikolas's relationship with Drake Bell, right? Which gets acknowledged, by the way, and I would love to go through the clips. So again, please, Ethan, let me know that this is something that I can react to without you suing me or striking me down or something, please, because I would love to go through when Alexa is talking about Drake Bell and her involvement with Drake Bell, and that, you know, she was doing the things that, like, it's unfathomable to me, like, that she's admitting this, number one, because like you guys remember, when they keep preaching, like, why are we not going through the lawsuit, like, your guys' opinion will change, we were there for all of this, right? Like, we went through the motions of all of this. And also, with the Drake Bell stuff, we have been and we will continue to. I don't care if there's a lawsuit. Call it what it was, that Drake Bell literally pled guilty to 2 charges related to a girl he met online with child endangerment. And literally, like, we have this article right here where it's like Drake was accused of physical and verbal abuse by his ex-girlfriend and faced numerous run-ins with the law, including an attempted child endangerment charge, which he pled guilty to, over inappropriate messages he sent as a teen, or to this teen, when he was 31. And here we see like mugshots for his DUIs, blah, 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 blah. Like, we've been through this, right? And we were talking about what the exes were saying and the reports. Like, we've been through this. We made a video on this, right? And, you know, Ethan and Alexa talk about this because obviously it's a big part of the lawsuit, which is talking about when we were talking about the victims of Drake Bell, were the cases and the documents sealed versus unsealed. But in that, what we were focusing on and what you guys were also focusing on was that Alexa Nikolas was talking about Drake Bell and everything that he was being accused of and called out for, you know, because she is Mrs. E Predators, right? And then ultimately she was wiping and deleting what she was calling Drake Bell out for. And we clearly had a problem with that. And the fact that she was seen secretly at one of his concerts and then going backstage, we made a video on it about how that was a little bit weird, to say the least, and a little bit contradictory to the messaging of Eat Predators, that she would help call this person out, but then happily go to his concert and go backstage, and was caught doing this by like fan recordings, right? And they talk about this on the H3 video, which again, please let me know if I can react to it, because I will happily go through it. Like, please, I will happily go through it if you tell me that I can go through it and that there's no DMCA or there's no infringement, fucking whatever it's called on the video. Like, please, right? Please let me know, because again, you guys have to know as well what Ethan has done with the content nook, and when he came for Frogan and Denims and Casey Tron, he can make an argument out of anything with, you know, reacting to these videos, and if he's already put that strike in place, and he openly admitted it was like they walked into the trap. So when I have all of these people advising me behind the scenes that, I would be a little bit careful, I also want you to know where I'm at with that. Like, I'm literally acknowledging their main points here, but I will happily watch all of this footage, as long as it was and as cringy as it was. But this Drake Bell thing to me just seems incredibly unfinished. And This is their main argument, which is why will Adam not read the lawsuit? Now, number one, again, like I said, we were there for it. We were covering everything with the Drake Bell case. We were covering Alexa's involvement in it. Number two, breaking the fourth wall again, because at this stage, it seems that they are going to want to, manipulate and run with whatever narrative they want with the H3 people. And the H3 people are dumb as hell, so they'll take anything. But like you guys that are like literally sane, you have to also acknowledge, right, that Alexa Nikolas is suing Kat Tembarge for defamation, right? She is not suing me. I am featured in the lawsuit, right? Like my videos on Alexa and all the rest. I've read through the lawsuit. I've read through it multiple times. And I've also been advised on the lawsuit behind the scenes multiple, you know what I mean? Like this is not any surprise to me. But what I will say is Alexa and Ethan continuously poking and prodding, like, why will Adam not platform the lawsuit? And people being like, oh, he or Kat must be hiding something by not responding. Guys, when a lawsuit is unfolding or someone is being sued, not me in this case, but you know what I mean, anything and everything will be used moving forward. And again, I'm not the one being sued. And so what I do believe is happening here is Ethan and Alexa trying to bait me. I believe they're trying to bait me, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm sorry. Like, you're not going to bait me into saying something that will then be used in a court of law. I don't operate that way. And I'm also not dumb as hell. Whatever you guys believe of me, Ethan and Alexa and the H3 people, I understand how these things work. And just because you're poking and prodding and trying to act like my silence means that I'm complicit in something or that I'm guilty or that Kat's guilty or Kat's innocent or whatever, that's not what it is at all. You're actively suing and you've just done the first filing, right? It doesn't work normally for a back and forth in social media for someone who's not being sued. And I have to wonder at a certain stage, it's like, maybe that would be if it's like a court of public opinion, maybe not the court of law, but you guys aren't going to bait me into saying or doing anything. I'm doubling down on the points that we have covered profusely the Drake Bell situation. We covered profusely Alexa's involvement in it, deleting things, covering it, deleting, going to his concert, going backstage. And I still have a problem with that. And I can't believe she would openly talk about this and not be incredibly embarrassed, if I'm being honest, admitting all of this on the H3 show. Because this is ultimately, when you're crying defamation and your character being ruined in any way, like what we talked about, you cannot, in my opinion, stand behind Eat Predators and then, first of all, go on a show with someone who's actively being exposed for having a Reddit account called Pedo Troll with messages that I guess were cosplaying or parodying like pedophilic things, number one. But then number two, everything to do with covering someone like Drake Bell, who pled, guilty to child endangerment whenever he was 31 with a teen, and then going to his show and going backstage. It's contradictory. Those are the kind of things, Alexa, if I'm speaking directly to you, right? And I know you're watching, and I'm not saying that in any way. Like, I'm just like, I truly hope, because we don't have a form of communication behind the scenes, I hope you truly know that that's what's going on here. And when you preach that my people will be mysteriously changed once they hear the lawsuit, I would actively say to anyone watching right now, go and read the lawsuit and make your own mind up, right? And also know that only one person has filed so far. Also very important to note here. But also, it's everything we've already covered, and it's everything we've already seen unfold. So, Alexa, I and Ethan, I can't be held responsible for things Alexa has done that has changed the public perception of her. And I just think it's very, very, very weird that when you're doing your tell-all about a lawsuit that isn't about me, you guys would only have me in the title and thumbnail. Adam McIntyre tried to ruin my life. Exclusive interview. This is very, very, very weird and completely contradictory to what you're doing. Like, you're not suing me. Like, why is this all about? Is it because I'm the YouTuber and Kat's not? So you want to like have, I guess, like my title and it's the only thing to assume. And then for you guys to be like, Alexa specifically has continuously been like, Adam McIntyre is making this about himself. Girl, I'm going to be honest. If I'm speaking directly to you, you are making videos where I am the title and thumbnail. Like, all I have to do is type in Alexa Nikolas onto YouTube here. Let's go on to, here we go, Alexa Nikolas. All we have to do is go on here and Alexa, I am your entire thumbnail. A really great picture of me. I love this pink wall photo. And you know what? That's low-key a sister. Alexa's low-key a sister for that. That's a good photo and I like it. My 2022 pink wall photo. I low-key love her for that. But Alexa, I just don't understand how you can, you know, you and Ethan run with this narrative that Adam is making this lawsuit about himself when, Alexa, it kind of seems like you and Ethan are making this lawsuit that's not about me, about me. Like, come on. Your live stream, 3 hours, mind you, girl, Jesus, Adam McIntyre, and a photo of me. Not even you in the thumbnail, not even Kat in the thumbnail. And again, keep in mind, Ethan and Alexa's big tell-all interview, it's Ethan, me, and Alexa. Now, you guys tell me if you don't think that this is them trying to bait me or this is them trying to set me up in any way. But I'm going to be honest, it's way too obvious. And thankfully, I'm always appreciative to my audience for this. You guys see it as well. It honestly is just very, very, very weird. And what I will say as well is, Alexa, before I get on to my final point, please do not preach that you're being bullied by me when you sat with Ethan for an hour and 50 minutes, literally just making fun of me. I'm not a victim in this. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that you can't have it both ways. It's very, very, very weird. It's very weird, actually. It really is. Okay, so the final point I want to get to is something that is just absolutely unbelievable to me, right? So Ethan and Alexa, I would happily go through the videos right now, but until I get that confirmed, I don't deem that I can. So let me know if I can, then I will. They go through and they talk about that in the filing, remember, which is completely unrelated to suing Kat Tenbarge for defamation about an article that didn't come out and about the Drake Bell documents, right? They talk about Tenbarge gave McIntyre alcohol when he was 16 in the United States. In my video that they show, I prove that I was never in America at 16, never even at 16 was never in America, never at 17, actually never at 18, was whenever I was 19. That was the first time I was ever in America. So number one, they got that filing wrong completely. And Alexa actually acknowledges this, which was great to see. Like, it was great to see that she acknowledged that she filed lies. She filed incorrectly. And it was great to see a little bit of acknowledgement with that. I appreciated that, honestly, whenever I was watching. But what really frustrated me was I openly talk about in this video that there seems like a really weird piece of the story that's being completely disregarded because it's one of Alexa's friends. I talk in the video that they reference, and they ultimately cut it out and kind of negate the point that on that trip, November of 2021, Sloan was actually the one that gave me his driver's license so that I was able to drink in America. Now, as we know, Sloan is one of Alexa Nikolas's close friends. You know, they've done collabs, they hang out, they whatever. This point was like completely cut out of the Ethan and Alexa interview, which to me is just like, really? Really? I don't understand it in the slightest. Like, are we cherry picking to paint a narrative? Like, are we? Okay. So, like in my video, I said that I was never 16. I was actually 19. And also, let me acknowledge here in point blank period that, yes, I underage drank in America and I shouldn't have done that. Whose responsibility was that? It was ultimately mine. I was the one who made the decision to do it. How was I able to do that? Because Sloan gave me his driver's license. And I don't understand why that is being taken out of the story here because Alexa is friends with him. And she's filing it with this narrative about Kat basically doing all this to me. So they referenced a video from 2021, and it was the day of the Free Britney rally when she got freed from her conservatorship and all the rest. It was a very, very, very fun day. And so what happened that day was we all went to the Free Britney rally, and then it was the after parties and all the rest. So they're referencing this video where it's me and Kat and I'm drinking a vodka Red Bull. Very delicious drink, by the way. Still my go-to. Drinking a vodka Red Bull, and it was from the hotel. And I say about how room service, and point blank period, if I'm going to be honest, I didn't get ID'd in that moment. Just being completely honest. But if they had done the bare minimum research, which obviously isn't going to fit their narrative, which is very frustrating, so stick with me here. If they had done the bare minimum research instead of getting selected clips from like drama accounts who have posted these in years past, they would have actually been able to go on my YouTube account and seen that the video I'd posted that was before this one was actually my first day in America, right? So the Free Britney and the clip that they're referring to of me drinking the vodka Red Bull was actually like, I think the second or third day in America. Whereas if they had done the bare minimum research and not just gone on like a drama account that had posted this ages ago, whenever I think I was, I think like people were calling me out for something unrelated and they were like trying to, so they were posting this. So you know what I mean? Like referencing like drama accounts, like it's crazy to me, whatever, in a lawsuit, LOL. If they had literally looked, I don't think a title could be more obvious to first day in America. Now, I want to show you this clip. So keep in mind, it seems that Alexa is refusing to acknowledge the key point that her best friend is involved in this and is painting it all on Kat, which seems a little bit unfair to me. But if they had watched this, they would see this, right? Let's play this really quickly. America's so interesting. So we're out to dinner. We just went to Tom Tom's, which is like Lisa Vanderpump or something's restaurant. I don't know. My mom is obsessed with it, and it's where Sloan. Which is so funny, by the way, now because like ever since this moment, like I became like a regular at like Sir and like Pump and stuff like that, and like Guillermo as well. Guillermo, Natalie, and Lisa. I love y'all. Like whenever I go, they're always such a key. We actually got to film for the Vanderpump show as well, which was really fun for their Pride episode. I have a lot of fun whenever I go to, because I've now watched Vanderpump and stuff like that. It's so funny watching this because I had no idea about Vanderpump, but now I'm excited for the new show. God, it's so funny watching this back. Wanted to go, so we went there and we had a great meal. However, the weirdest thing about America is because I'm 19, I'm not 21, I can't go into most of the shops that like Kat, Sloan, his boyfriend and stuff are going into. So I'm like waiting outside while they like go in, or else they won't get served. This is so weird. In the UK and Ireland, it's 18 for like everything, but I can barely do anything here. Jesus. Okay, so there we have, if they had done the bare minimum research, they would see, first of all, a little bit of context, but also I went through my text with Sloan here, and honestly, if they're going to start throwing Kat under the bus for things that, again, her friend was literally involved with, and I just don't understand why this isn't being acknowledged in the slightest. I was going through my text with Sloan from this time frame, and I have conversations back and forth with me and Sloan where I'm like trying to get a fake ID, and Sloan is like helping me through the process of creating a fake ID and like sending me like his driver's license, which is ultimately the one I used whenever I was out in LA. Thank you, Sloan. And he's like telling me like, you know, different things, and we're going back and forth, and I was like trying to get a fake ID. I didn't know how they looked. Ultimately, I didn't even end up getting one. However, I think it's really important context because, again, Alexa is refusing to acknowledge that, like, if she had done the bare minimum research, or her lawyer did, or Ethan, they would see that, like, they're pinning a narrative on someone that is much broader, and the fact that it is one of her friends just feels a little bit insincere to me as well. And again, I would love to watch the clip. So again, if they give me the sign off that I am able to watch it, please let me know. But I was going through and, you know, I was just seeing like, even from Sloan, like to prove here, because everyone's calling me a fucking liar. Like I have, you know, a little bit of conversation with Sloan where we're going back and forth in terms of how to create the fake ID. And then, you know, Sloan sends me basically like what his, you know, driver's license looks like, which is ultimately the one I used whenever I was in, America. And I don't know. It's very weird to me, if I'm being honest. And then we have, so the clip is me being like, I can't do anything. I don't have an ID, because I didn't use a fake ID. I used Sloan's ID. He gave me his driver's license. Okay, so this is the moment that I think every single commenter that watches my videos has been waiting for. Literally everyone has been freaking out about the fact that Sloan and I were going to be seeing each other in LA. Now, the Free Britney rally is tomorrow, so And I'm going to be honest, it just really frustrates me. It frustrates me that the narrative hasn't been the truth for the last couple of years, and now Sloane's friend is trying to argue this in a court of law in something that, by the way, holds no alliance in a defamation case about something completely unrelated. I mean, it was kind of like by chance, annoying. But also like for certain that we were going to be in LA at the same time.
Yeah, you knew I was going to be here because...
So that's why I came out. I organized the trip around that, and...
Yeah. I did organize dinner tonight though, and I'm proud to say that everyone showed up, which is like rare in my life. Everyone fakes on me. No one ever comes to anything I do. Always a few seats empty. I'm like, sorry waiter, like I thought I was gonna have a party of like, 5, but it ended up 2. So no.
Wait, but okay,
no, but tonight was nice. We had a great, and Jake Yonsei was here, which they might know who Jake Yonsei is. Deep dive.
But I don't know the like around the restaurant. I was like, oh, this. So anyways, I find it to be very insincere, and I find it to be very frustrating. And the fact that that was their main point, and referencing my LA day 2 vlog and trying to like pin everything as a certain narrative, I'm like, well, why don't we look at day 1? Why don't we look at day 1? Like, but again, I find this to be very insincere. And again, one-on-one to Alexa, you keep saying that I'm scared to go through the lawsuit. Alexa, do you think I would be making videos on all of this if I was scared of the lawsuit, which, by the way, is not about me? You're not suing me. Like, do you think I'd be doing that? No, you're teaming up with Ethan, Pedo Troll. Mrs. E Predators is teaming up with Pedo Troll. You guys are pre-filming an interview, not doing it live, which is interesting to say. Being like, why won't Adam address all this? Seems very like the Hassan content nook, and then ultimately when those who did respond to it ended up getting sued for it. It seems a little bit baity. It seems a little bit baity. And I'm going to be honest, Alexa went live last night after her and Ethan were on, and she's crying, the drama, darling, the drama. My goodness. If my drama teacher, Miss Biddle, could see you, she would give you a fail, girl. No, but seriously, I know that Alexa is incredibly reactionary, and I'm not saying that to be shady in the slightest. It's apparent. I'm not, and you guys will not bait me into, I don't even know what you want. I don't know what you want. I really don't know what they want. I don't. Like, your interview, your pre-filmed interview with so many cuts, by the way. Holy shit, the editing was insane. And most of it was just rat sound effects. Goodness gracious me. It wasn't good. Like, and I'm not saying that as someone who it was about me, and it's, it's not good. I'm just saying, like, it wasn't good. Like, a chunk of it was talking about Alexa's career, and then it's like Adam's a bully, but then Ethan and Alexa are zooming in on my face, making fun of me, like, calling me rat sound effects, making fun of me, calling my mom, like, and I'm like, what is this? Like, I was almost hoping it was going to be a little bit better. And whenever I did my video yesterday, expecting what it was going to be, I thought it was going to be bad. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. So I'm like, what do you guys want? What do you guys want? Now, again, I will happily go through it and react to it if Ethan will prove that the reason that it was for some reason pre-filmed and posted had nothing to do with claiming it in any way, or, putting a filing on it, or whatever that thing was with the content nook, where he was like, oh, they all walked into it. Because it seems like they're trying to do that to me. And you know what's great? I was able to address you guys' main points without even fucking watching it, because the rest of it was just fucking slop. No shade, no shade. I don't know. It reads very weird to me. It reads very, very, very weird and suspicious to me. So, in closing, I don't like how Alexa is phrasing that I'm scared of reading the lawsuit. Guys, we've actually already talked about it and we know exactly what's in it and we're there for it, quite frankly. I don't like the exclusion of Sloan just because he's Alexa's friend. I don't like that at all. I really, really, really don't like that. And the involvement now of Ethan when they share the same lawyer and the entire fucking thing is about me. This is weird. Like, it really is weird. It is. And that's all I can say right now until, again, if Ethan lets us know, and again, he doubles down on it and we can believe it, whatever like that, I will happily go through it. But, like, I'm not going to allow Ethan Klein to be like, Adam McIntyre walked into one of my traps. So, we'll see. But anyways, I hope you're all doing well. I will see you in my next one, and goodbye.